Okay, we're here. We're here, and we're the Q and LGBTQ. All right, boys. Listen, we're 2025. We're an exciting podcast. Gentlemen, welcome to episode 2 of the Easy Money League podcast for season 3. Ronnie, say hello to the peoples.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah. All right, let's get right into it. I almost hung up the phone call, and that would have fucked everything up already because we started recording. I meant to go to this other channel. All right. First and foremost, let's open up the ESPN website because I should have had that open before. You have it open over there on that side, Ronnie?
Yep.
Oh my God. You don't think it's got, I feel like every time it gets a little harder to go around the stupid website. Okay. Week 1's over. Week 2 recap. While the Bills Miami game. Oh, you know what? Let's just take a hot take right now on the Bills Miami game. What was the spread on that game? 11 points, 11 and a half?
11 and a half for Bills. Yeah.
Ooh, 11 and a half. Do you think the Bills cover?
It's not looking like it so far.
Really?
It's 7-14. No, it's 14-14 now. I think they scored right before the half.
What? And I started. Well, you know what? Let's not get let's not get into negativity. 2020, 25, 2020, 25. How many 20s are there in 2025? We're spreading positivity. All right. First game, Commissioner Rivera, 129.48 versus Rooster Brock 105.5. Dude, if I would have scored 129 points last season, I would have been over the moon. I can't believe I scored that many points. And it came at the last second. But let's get into that. So, dude, what a move I did. I thought I big brained this one. I was like, dude, I'm gonna go get Justin Fields. Gets banged out. What is like the third play of the game? I get 3 points out of him, and he's out with a concussion. So as soon as that happened, I was like, cool. I was like, once that happened, I was like, I don't need to worry about football the rest of the day. Don't care. It's not my problem anymore. I was like, once my QB is out, I was like, this is out of my control, out of my hands. This is somebody else's problem now. Turns out everyone else did awesome. Bucky Irving killed it against Houston on that final drive. Had a ton of catches, like clutch catches. He's not the one who ran the touchdown, and that was Rashad White, but it didn't matter. Got 15 points out of him. O'Marion Hampton, the guy that I was all high on episode 1, 3 points. I've been reading some like draft, some fantasy recaps and stuff like that, and all of the big brain writers who were like, you gotta take O'Marion Hampton. They're like, now, what do we do about the O'Marion Hampton situation? They're now they hit the panic button on it so hard. I was like, damn, you guys couldn't stand, like, you guys couldn't 10 toes down on this guy. Like, we're already bailing on this ship. Anyways, then we had Jamar Chase with the loss of Joe Burrow. I'm not gonna say I'm worried, but 29 and a half. That's for the preview for week 3. 29 and a half, fucking monster game. Amon-Ra, the sun god, St. Brown, 34 fucking big ass points against Chicago. Fuck Chicago. Fuck the Bears. Tyler Warren, 9.9. The old Lad McConkey. You know how MC stands for son of, right?
Yeah.
So son of Lad, son of Conkey. Is that what his name is? The son of Conkey?
I guess.
Whoever his great grandfather is, Mr. Conkey, they're like, oh, you're just McConkey. You're his son. Okay, Lad McConkey. No one gives a shit about Scottish heritage. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean to start talking about that. Chargers. The Chargers defense, 14 points. Though Khalil Mack, who was looking healthy, big, strong, bold, beautiful. He was looking like a real BBC. Pause. He hurt his bicep. So I don't know. I think his timeline to come back is a couple weeks. So I don't. I might have to move away from the Chargers. And then Jake Elliott, Jake the Snake Elliott, with fucking 12 big ass points. I think I might have bailed on him for next week because I get desperate. Here's my problem. Things start going well, and I start making changes that I shouldn't make. So I might have to undo some of the things I did. All right, Big Rooster Brock, Ronnie, what happened here? How did he only get 105 points? I looked at the percentages, and there was like a point where I was like, oh, he's gonna win now. I was like, my team's poopy diapers.
Yeah.
And then we won. We did it somehow. So what happened?
Let's see. We got Jaden Daniels with a respectable 19.7. Christian McCaffrey, 19.7 as well. Alvin Kamara, 13. Nico Collins, 12.7. Justin Jefferson, an underwhelming 9.6.
That's not on JJ though.
Yeah.
That's his QB. Whatever that white boy's name is. McCartney, JJ McCarthy. Bum. Bum.
Yep.
Anyways,
Yeah, that guy sucks. Brenton Strange, 3.2.
we got
Uh
dude. I was so high on Strange.
he
Pause. Pause,
he
bro. I was high on the Strange,
I mean
and
he did better than his projection of 0, so at least there's
oh,
something.
that's true. That's very true.
And then we got Keenan Allen on the flex for 14.6. 49ers defense at 5, and then kicker the dick or Dicker the kicker. Sorry.
Oh,
Dicker the
oh.
kicker for 8.
Okay. All right. There we go. Not a great game for our young man here, Big Rooster Brock, but starting on 2 is not the end of the world in this league. It's a long season. Somehow in the season, I'm sure Roger Goodell will add 2 more games, and then we'll just add that to the schedule. We'll be fine. He had some good production on his bench. Really, it was just
Not
Kenneth Walker, but I
yeah.
don't. That just wouldn't have been enough. Yeah, I don't. He's got kind of a weird situation. Oh man, I wonder if he would have no, because Alvin Kamara and Christian McCaffrey are a good 1-2 punch there. Yeah, and for his flex, he had a good start. Yeah, it's just it wasn't his week this week. Still pretty dope though. All right, I mean dope for me. So haha. Michael Lombardi's Heroes, the MLH, scoring 101.22 versus Mexican Hookers and Blow 95.3. And this was going into the Monday night game. Is that what it was? We're
Yep.
against the Raiders. A cold wind blows across the tundra. The Raiders. It was not looking so hot at the beginning, and then he managed to get the win in with that. So I will cover Jesse's team here, the 101.22s. 101.22, Michael Lombardi's real hero. I didn't mean to start doing DJ voice. Sorry. Sorry, I'm all hopped up on Coke Zeros today. I've had like 5 of them today, dude. I am jacked up, man. All right. Josh Allen, 11 points. Whack. Jameer Gibbs, 17 points. Not whack. That was awesome. Javonte Williams, great start. The Dallas boy, 22 points against the New York Giants. Damn, that was a shootout, 40-37.
Mhm.
AJ Brown, Antonio Juan Brown, 5.2. We had our worries last week, and the worries continue. T Mac, 13 points. Like your favorite word, a respectable 13 points. He got 2 more points in his projection. Good job,
Mhm.
T Mac. Brock Bowers, 6.3. That's all he needed was just the 6.3 from Brock Bowers. What a funny looking score. They lost 20-9. That's an odd looking score. but on the ESPN website it says 920.
Yeah, I know. That would confuse the fuck out
why
of me
why
too.
why does it do that? They got some real geniuses over there at the ESPN offices. It's
That
stupid.
When I was updating the pick sheet, I saw that and I was like, "What the fuck? Did the score flip?"
It's so dumb. And then Garrett Wilson, they lost 10-30. It shouldn't be funny. I'm sorry. 7 points. Broncos defense -5. They got they got worked by the Indianapolis Indiana Jones and cannot remember the running back's name in Indianapolis right now who won me the chip. I can't remember his name. I should remember his name, but I can't. Jesse's screaming right now and the running back, Indianapolis Colts. Go.
Uh, it's not Taylor. Yeah, Taylor. Just
It's Jonathan Taylor.
yeah, Taylor.
I
Yeah,
dude, I knew you knew that. I know you weren't clicking around trying to find it. Good job.
thank you. He's on my team,
And
so I
then
should know that.
oh my god, this asshole. And then Brandon Aubrey, 23 fucking
Dude,
big leg Brandon Aubrey, dude.
so yeah, that game was so fucking crazy because it went to overtime and then Brandon Aubrey with that fucking 67-yard field goal. Fucking insane
Yeah,
game.
he fucking beat the fuck out of that ball. All right, Mexican hookers and blow. Tell us what happened here, Ronnie. 95.3 points.
All right. So we got Kyler Murray at 14, Chase Brown at 7.5, James Conner was at 11.7, Mike Evans 8.1, Marvin Harrison Jr. 3.7, Hawkinson on that booty Vikings team with 1.7.
Brutal. Wow. Damn. Shots at Enrique. Take that.
Devonte Adams 19.6. The Ravens defense at 15, and then Matt Prater with 14.
Yeah, if you just look at the like this bottom three things, like dude, Devonte Adams 19 points, Ravens 15 points, Matt Prater 14. Like, dude, you must have crushed it. And then you look slightly up, you're like, oh no, oh it was bad.
It was funny. It was funny watching the games live, and the Cardinals game comes on, and all of a sudden, Enrique's whole entire team activates because
Yeah,
he has fucking 4 Cardinals players. Oh, he has
too
3.
many.
Never mind. I thought he had 4.
Matt Prater. Wait, did Matt Prater used to play for the Cardinals at some point? Let's look. Let's look. You know what? Okay. How quickly can we find this? Go, go, go. Matt Prater teams. What was he there? He was with someone before Matt Prater.
They signed him off of
They signed him off
uh
of the waivers,
yeah.
I think.
They
But
said
I just need to know.
he was
He was at the
practicing at a high
Lions.
he was practicing at a high school in Arizona before he got signed.
Rocks. That's a dude's rocks moment right there. He was with the Cardinals in 2021, 2022, 2023. So you look, you weren't wrong. He started in Atlanta, big stretch in Denver, then Detroit, Arizona for a couple years, and then signed to Buffalo. So you weren't, in another universe, you were correct. Not this one though. Not the one that matters. Okay. On his bench, the JSN could have helped him. Oh,
Chuba Hubbard, 16.
oh my god, dude. Put some respect on Chuba Hubbard. Chuba is if it's two B's, Ronnie. It's Chuba. Like tuba.
I like saying
Because you don't
Chuba.
no, we're here to say names properly. Because you wouldn't say tuba, you'd say tuba. Chuba Hubbard. Has to be right. Right?
But yeah, him and I'm not even gonna say that guy's name. But
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
yeah.
You have to practice that one with where no one can record you saying it out loud because you're gonna get canceled. You're gonna get Jimmy Kimmel, pal. All right.
Yeah, I know.
All right, next game. March of the Penguins. 121.54 versus Jackson off to that Judy. The name does not roll off the tongue, I'll tell you that. 121.54 to 116.7. All right. Jalen Hurts, man, the KC defense, they were so, excuse my harsh language here, excuse my French, they were so ticked off by Jalen Hurts about them winning with this pusses, tush pushes. Sorry about that. Tush pushes. It's really hard to say. And did you see the clip of Chris Jones, the KC defender, who was like, "You didn't even get 100 yards." He yelled that at Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts was
Yeah,
like, "We won the fucking game, loser."
yeah, I saw
I
that.
was like, dude, it's like, come on, like Chris Jones, like you have no leg to stand on. You got bullied. All right. Anyways, Devon 8chan, 22.2 points. James Cook, 26 points. Look at that, dude. That's awesome. Drake London, 4.4. Malik Neighbors, 33 big ass motherfucking points. Hunter Henry, 1.4, but it's hard to trust Hunter Henry. I get what you're doing there, PG, and you don't have another tight end, so you're kind of just like fuck. Oh, your other tight end was George Kittle. Okay, you're cruising the waivers for tight ends right now at this point. Brees Hall, 4.8. I said last week I regretted not taking Brees Hall. I take those statements back. Brees Hall, 4.8, bum booty cheeks. Bills, 12 points, and Harrison, butt kicker, 6 points. The 121 came out from the just explosions from like 3 different players, which helped him overcome Jackson after that Judy. Ronnie, what happened, Mister 0-2?
I was ahead at the end of Sunday night. It was that fucking Falcons game that fucked me over. And I'm still pissed about that.
Why?
Because I was ahead and then the Vikings let the score get ahead of them, and then Drake London got just enough points that
Oh, so you were up because of the Vikings that the default score is 10.
yeah. And they were
Got it.
they were they were at 10 for a long ass time. They dropped down to 8, went back up to 10. Drake London was at like 0.3 points up until like the fourth quarter.
Oh no.
And then everything shit the bed.
Oh no. The Vikings, dude. Vikings. They just love they find a way to disappoint everybody, both their fan base and just the rest of us who are caught in the crossfire.
Yep.
So, all right, what happened?
All right. So we got Lamar Jackson at 26.3, Jonathan Taylor at 28.5, Josh Jacobs 14.4, CeeDee Lamb 15.7, Jerry Judy 7.1, Sam Laporta 4.1, David Montgomery 12.6, the Vikings defense at 5, and then Cairo Santos at 3.
We listen. We you can. There's a literal voice record of us talking about Cairo Santos last week, and you're like, "No, I feel pretty good." I was like, "Dude,
Yeah,
the Bears have to get past the 50-yard line. We don't think they can." You're like, "I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm starting Cairo Santos." Did you? Is that who was your kicker last week too?
the first 2 weeks, yeah.
Okay, all right. Oh, that sounds like a preview, like a something that might have happened in week 3. Tough loss, Ronnie. 0-2. All right.
Yep.
Find Kyler's 100.88 to For Goodness Bakes 135.6 points. All right, fighting Kyler's. It's like I know Ricky isn't worried at all. It's one strong start already. You could even call it. He's put himself against the ropes to be like kind of give us the old rope a dope. You can't you're not gonna pull a fast one on us here, Ricky. All right, fighting Kyler's. He doesn't have Kyler Murray on his team. You guys do this to me on purpose. You guys don't change your names. All right, not cool, guys. Guys, be the fighting Mahomes. That's all I'm saying. All right, Patrick Mahomes, 22 points in a losing effort to Philadelphia, but 22 points is fantastic.
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley, 16.4. Derrick Henry, 2.3. That had to have been the biggest surprise of the week. I'm gonna have to go back and watch some of those highlights of that game because it's like 41-17. You're like, oh man, Derrick Henry must have gone the fuck off. 2.3 means he got the ball like once, made it to like he hit the line of scrimmage, got a first down, and they're like, hey, go ahead and pull him out. Go ahead and take him out of the game.
Yeah. All his points are just from the 23 yards that he did.
Yeah, yeah. He just hit one long run. He's like, bro, I'm not gonna do this all day. I'm tired. Save me for the playoffs. And he just got off the field. They're like, all right, cool. We'll beat him without you. It's very cool. Brian Thomas Jr. Have you been watching the clips of Brian Thomas Jr., Ronnie?
The clips, no.
So if you look up, it's up to you. I know you're a very busy man. Building an empire as you do as a young hustling king that you are, young hungry lion. If you take some time out of your busy schedule, look up Brian Thomas Jr. highlights, and it's going to be him not wanting to catch the ball when there's a defender nearby. He goes like full alligator hands, like pulls his hands in, like doesn't want to put himself in danger. As they call it in the NFL, he's making business decisions. Quite embarrassing, and I'm sure it pissed off Ricky to see that. Ricky sending DMs to Brian Thomas Jr. He's like, "Come to 9th Street, watch what happens. Come to 9th Street with that bullshit." I'm being serious too, man. All right, Zay Flowers. Oh, I do like that Brian Thomas Jr. got 6.9. Nice.
Nice.
Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers 11.4. Trey McBride, just hustling and bustling, 10.8, dude. I love that. It's just a set and forget tight end. Probably going to say that every week until I get sick of saying that. Kyron Williams, 9.0. He was projected for 17 points in a 33-19 win against Tennessee. 9 points, kind of a bummer. Cardinals, though, 12 points, and they gave up 22 points. So pretty cool. Pretty cool from the Cardinals on that one. And Cam Little guy, 10 points. Again, Ricky knows something we don't know about kickers. He's a kicker savant here. So, unfortunately, though, this was not enough points. Well, let's see on his bench, though. Anything on his bench that could have saved him? No.
No.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all. The only thing is Stephon Diggs is down there getting people pregnant, but that's about it. All right. For Goodness Bakes moves to 2-0. Go ahead and tell me what happened here, Ronnie.
Baker Mayfield, 19.9. Bijan Robinson, 18.3.
Listen,
Ashton.
hold on. I know you said it right. It's just the way it came through my headphones. It sounded like you said Bijan. Bijan Robinson. You said Bijan. I know you did.
Yeah, I did.
I know you did.
I
I'm
know
not
that guy's
saying you
name.
didn't. I'm saying I heard Bijan.
I'm gonna fuck this one up though because I already forgot how to say his name. Ashton Genty,
Yeah, you got it. Perfect.
5.9. T Higgins, 13.1. Puka Nakua, 23.6. Tucker Craft, 21.4. Jalen Warren, 15.4. The Rams defense at 9. And then Jake Bates at 9.
Jake Bates. Yeah, he had another one he just had explosions out of Puka and Tucker Craft. Like they fucking carried the shit out of his team. Good shit. And then on his bench, anything cool on his bench?
Yeah.
Roma Dunze. Might as well be Romeo. Who cares? Roma Dunze, 28 points. Wow, he might be the only offense there in Chicago. Something to look at. If
The,
anybody is wanting a receiver, maybe send some offers his way.
then he also had Seahawks defense at 16 too.
Yeah, they're looking mighty strong. I think we mentioned that in the previous podcast. Us with our deep analytical cuts, it's like we know what we're talking about. All right, that's the week 2 recap, gentlemen. The winner of the week, Goodness Bakes, blasted off with 135 fucking points. We have to keep track of who scored because at the end of the season, what I want to do, or whatever the last episode we'll do of the season, I have to give awards for like who had who had the biggest scoring points this season, kind of thing. Like I want to kind of recognize that. I don't, these coaches, they work so hard to put on the best lineup. I got to recognize it. So 135, I think right now is the score to beat. Because last week was 117. So 135, pretty solid. Loser of the week, Enrique. Enrique, it's you again, my friend. You have got to stop that. Stop doing that. All right. That is the entirety of the week 2 recap. Any thoughts? Any closing thoughts on week 2, Ronnie?
We probably should have kept track of our panic room picks because I know the only one I really remember was Evans, but he actually did not the worst on their team.
Ronnie, accountability is not a strong suit. We don't have to care about that.
Okay.
We're just here to make hot takes.
All right.
Medium takes. Dude, we have our fucking microwaves at work sucks so bad. The front of it will heat up and then the back of it won't. So then like you're sitting there having to like play Tetris with your food, trying to find the right spot to heat up your food. That piece of shit's a hot take every time you try to fucking get my food out of there, dude. We're working bits here, gentlemen. We are working bits, and not all of them are going to be good. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, Ronnie, take us to the injury report, please.
All right. We got this week's injury report brought to you by Hims. Get pills to make your pubes go crazy style. Starting off, we got
that was just for me.
We got Tyler Warren limited with a toe injury. Ladd McConkey having a bicep injury.
Sorry, I was going through the ESPN injuries, and when it just said limited with toe, but that's it. It didn't say injury. It just said limited with toe. Same thing with Ladd McConkey. It said limited with bicep. I'm like, but what's wrong with it? But anyway, continue.
No, that's annoying. I hate when they do that. Like we need to push it out fast. Fuck the facts.
Yeah.
Brock Bowers limited with a knee, most likely maintenance related. Josh Jacobs limited practice with ankle issue. Tucker Craft Cheese suffered a knee injury during practice yesterday on Wednesday. I saw that too. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
And then Brian Thomas Jr. limited with pussyitis because he won't catch the ball down the middle.
That's not very professional. Whoever wrote these. Where's the professionalism in journalism? Come on, guys. Let's show some fucking respect here. Okay. All right. Week 3. Let's get to week 3. Let's click around the ESPN website that pisses me off. League home, right? Nope. Schedule. That's what I meant to do. Schedule. And then we're on week 3. Let's go. Oh my God. I am seeing points on the board already. This is pretty cool. Okay. Right now, we've got starting with the first game. My apologies, gentlemen. Let me hop in. All right. First game. Commissioner Rivera versus Michael Lombardi's Heroes. I was projected for 112.2. Michael Lombardi's Heroes 115.9. And it's already looking pretty good for Mr. Jesse, Mr. Lombardi's Heroes. But going into Commissioner Rivera's team for this week, I was able to pick up Daniel Jones off the waivers. So I'm going to start him against Tennessee. I don't want to say the words that I'm going to say, but I have to say them because it would be denying the audience what they want to hear. This happened to me. Last week was Justin Fields. It happened to me all last season. I'd pick up a quarterback that did good the previous week, and then something very no good, very bad would happen the week I started them. So I'm hoping to break the curse this week with Daniel Jones. Dude, they've been calling him Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Great. I love it. Bucky Irving, got to start him. I mean, there's no reason not to start him. Off the New York Jets, against the New York Jets. Their defense is not great. I was also able to get Nick Chubb off the waivers. I don't know. Maybe people just are not really caring about Nick Chubb. I want to give him a chance. I think he's awesome. Nick Chubb rocks. So I'm gonna start him. I'm starting him based off of vibes. I was like, you know what? If the other player that I had, Omarion Hampton's also projected for the same 11.2 points and playing against Denver, which is a really tough defense, give me Nick Chubb. Give me Nick Chubb with his reconstructed MCL, ACL, LCL. Isn't LCL? No, that's from Evangelion. Anyways, Jamar Chase against Minnesota. Jamar Chase against Minnesota. That defense is weak, but he's gonna have Jake Browning as his new QB. Who Jamar Chase is good enough. I would say he's borderline QB proof, but we'll find out. I mean, when you're the backup, you're like, hey man, I got to get the ball to the running back and the best player on the field. It's gonna be Jamar Chase for the most part. So probably gonna be forcing a lot of throws. Probably gonna throw some interceptions, but I'm not starting Jake Browning. I'm starting Jamar Chase. I'm on Ross St. Brown against Baltimore, 15.6. Tough defense. See what happens. Tyler Warren. Okay, his questionable is gone. Scared. Lad McConkey. Tyler Warren, 9 points against Tennessee. Lad McConk's 11.7 against Denver. I might have to make a change there, but I don't really have too many options. I might have to just stick with that. And then the Commanders defense, 6.8 against Las Vegas. Las Vegas looked abysmal at that Monday night game. But Geno Smith was just chucking interceptions left and right. Commanders should have a good game. Should be the operative word here. And then Chris Boswell. I swapped out my kicker. Yeah, that's what I did. I swapped out my kicker because I wanted to just try something new and stupid, I guess. I don't know. I thought Chris Boswell looked good. Looks good.
Yeah,
I was like, fuck it.
did.
Yeah, big leg, But he didn't
Oh,
make week one. He made one from like 75 yards or some bullshit like that.
Jesus, I didn't. Did
No,
he
I made
really?
that number up. It
I was
was
like,
like
well,
60.
there's
It
no
was like
way.
it was like 64 yards, 60 something yards. It was pretty long though. Pause.
I almost,
All right.
I almost picked him up too.
Yeah. So I went Chris Boswell on that one. All right. Ronnie, Michael Lombardi's heroes. They're already starting strong. Give me the breakdown here. What's he gonna need to do to fucking beat me?
All right. Starting with Josh Allen, he's already at 16.02, projected for 24.62. And then we got Jamar Gibbs at 15.88, Javonte Williams, 14.63, Tetaroa McMillan,
Just T Mac. Hit yourself with T Mac. Do it. Don't make it harder on yourself.
he's at 10.9, George Pickens, 10.92, Brock Bowers, 12.16, Jordan Mason, 13.29. Keeping the Broncos defense, they're projected for 4.41. And then Brandon Aubrey, who might actually go for 75 yards this week. We'll see. He's projected 8.73.
I would see. Oh, forgot to say my panic room. My panic room. See, guys, we're working out the kinks. All right, we're working it out. That's on me as the producer/director of this here podcast. I'm gonna go with my panic room for this week. I'm gonna go Lad McConkey. I'm worried about this Denver defense kind of beating them up, which then ties into me not starting Omarion Hampton because I'm like, oh, if Herbert can't get the ball, then Harbaugh is going to run the ball a lot more, meaning Omarion Hampton is going to go off for 27 points, but I'm not going to start him because I thought I was super smart and started Nick Chubb instead. So that's my panic room. Panic room for Lombardi's heroes, Ronnie, hit me.
For Lombardi's heroes, it's going to be Jordan Mason because everyone on that Vikings team is scary.
What sucks too is the Aaron Jones senior or junior. Don't remember the designation. He's the other starting running back, and he's hurt. Now, normally I'd be like, oh, that's good, because they'd be like, oh, he's going to be the feature back, Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason isn't exactly like super explosive, and I don't know if he can handle the workload, but the Cincinnati team is a debacle, a mess. Everyone in Ohio is pissed. So I could. That is a good panic room. I'd see he bailed on AJ Brown and said, "I'd rather start George Pickens, who's projected to score 2 less points, than have to look at AJ Brown on my screen again."
Pickens
Yeah,
didn't do too bad last week.
yeah. Yeah, the Chicago defense is very weak, and this could be they're playing at Chicago. You know what? What's Dallas's record on the road? Let's go Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys record on the road. On the road. What do you think it is? You think they're winning like 45% of their games?
Mm, maybe
Hey,
closer
listen,
to 40. Yeah.
here's the only stat you need to know, Ronnie. They are 0-1 on the road this season. Okay, not a good day for Jesse. Not a good day. Oh wow, wow. Terrible news to hear right there. Okay. Next game. Mexican hookers and blow. I've got uh Enrique projected to score 97.6 points versus Big Rooster Brock 115 points. That's a 18-point swing. And he is starting off with 2 points already, though. Very cool. Good job, Enrique. Kyler Murray against San Francisco. Is Kyler Murray? Let's just make an unresearched take here. Is Kyler Murray the San Francisco killer, Ronnie?
No.
No. Your heart said no. My heart also said no. My heart and my brain both said no. Okay. I bet I bet Kyler Murray's never prestiged either. I
That's
bet.
funny.
I bet. I bet. All right. That one's that one's for the gamers. Chase Brown, 15 points against Minnesota. That will most definitely likely happen. James Conner, 12.2 against San Francisco. Ooh, double Cardinals. Oh, triple Cardinals. Mike Evans, New York Jets, 12.3. Mike Evans, once again, still looks solid. Probably going to get 1,000 yards. Shout out to Mike Evans. Marvin Harrison Jr., Mr. President, a third Arizona Cardinals player has hit Enrique's roster. 10.5. Ugh. Dude, why would you start? I You have Jackson Smith and Jigba against New Orleans, which is not a great team. That whatever. I'm not going to tell people what to do. I can barely control my own team. David Njoku 7.3 against Green Bay. Devontae Adams 13.8 against Philly. That might be the tough one because they've got those white boys running around in the backfield over there, those corners, and that might make it a tough day for Devontae Adams. But he's been playing. He's been productive. He's been very productive. That's a really good pickup from Enrique on that one. From one old guy to another, he's like, I'm taking Devontae Adams. Baltimore Ravens against Detroit, 3.5 points. He definitely needs to do something about that immediately. I think he doesn't want to lose having the Ravens, and he probably doesn't want to lose anybody else from his bench. So he doesn't have room for another defense. So maybe he's just going to take a fat L on the Ravens there. Or what if the Ravens? What if the Ravens dominate the Detroit Lions? It's possible, right?
It is possible.
Anything is possible. Okay. And then Matt Prater, 9.1 against Miami. He's already at 2 points. So great start, Enrique. You're doing awesome. You're already putting up points on a Thursday. Shout out to you. Big Rooster Brock, 115.3. Ronnie, tell me how he's gonna dig himself out. This is the battle of the 0 and 2s as well. Someone's O has got to go. How's
I-
how's how's Malnar gonna do it?
He's got Caleb Williams against Dallas, projected 19.15. Christian McCaffrey, 18.6 against Arizona. Kenneth Walker the third is projected for 11.36 against the Saints. Nico Collins at Jacksonville, 13.9. Justin Jefferson against Cincinnati, 15.54. Jake Ferguson at Chicago, 8.94. Alan Kamara at Seattle, 13.36. 49ers versus Arizona, 5.91. And then Cameron Dicker, 8.38 against the Broncos.
Okay. Forgot to say the panic room again. You know what? I'm gonna stop saying I forgot. I'm just gonna jump into it every time. Fuck it, dude. We own our mistakes here on this podcast. I'm gonna say Enrique's panic room. I mean, it's Marvin Harrison Jr. I think it's the obvious one because he's gonna let himself keep taking Marvin. He's gonna keep starting him like out of hope that he gets better. and it's just not. And it's just going to be like a year long, season long frustration experiment for Enrique. And then he's going to be like, you know what? Fuck it. It's going to be like week 8. He's like, I'm benching him. He benches him, goes off for like 35 points, followed by screaming after that. Yeah, I think it's gonna be Marvin Harrison Jr. is his panic room pick. All right, and then give me the panic room for Brock, for Big Rooster Brock here.
Um, I was looking around. I think I might go with Kamara because he's up
What?
against Seattle.
Tough defense, and they're going to, dude. You know what I've heard about Seattle now? You know what? I'm not even gonna go into the story. It adds nothing to context. It's a stupid story. Just continue.
Because everybody else I'm seeing has a pretty decent. I mean, the only other person would be Justin Jefferson, but I mean,
I think
he's
Justin Jefferson's a better choice. He could be quarterback proof though.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like he's one of the better players on the Vikings that still could get some numbers, um, for fantasy at least.
Yeah,
So and they're up against Cincinnati, so he has a little bit more better chance, I think.
yeah, I could see it. I could see it. Okay, I can see that. You know what? The Alvin Kamara makes sense. Makes sense. Why did I say it like that? I went real Mexican on that. Makes sense, Mister. Okay. Hey, it's a Spanish Heritage Month. Okay, fuck you. Show some goddamn respect. Uh, yeah, the Seattle defense has been flying around. No pun intended, because they're birds. So yeah, that's a he's got a tough matchup, Alvin Kamara. He is the lone bright spot in that New Orleans team.
Yep,
Their
always
QB
has
Spencer.
been.
Oh well, don't just let's not. You're saying now currently, not of all time, right?
No, not of all time. No, of course not.
Okay, okay. But right now, currently, he's the only bright spot. Yeah, their QB Spencer Rattler looks like a bad Madden created player that, like, when the game like saddles you with a shitty player to start off your season, and you're like his stats are like 60 across the board. You're like, why did you give me a piece of garbage? That's Spencer Rattler. He sucks, very bad at the position. But and then he's like, well, why don't you try? I'll be like, yeah, fuck it, just throw it to Alvin Kamara. Like, we were out, throw it to him. Fuck it, dude. Who cares? Who cares what happens? All right, Ronnie, you're gonna have to go back to back here on this one. Jackson off to that Judy. 0-2 versus a
Yep.
2-0 for Goodness Bakes. You're projected for 117. Goodness Bakes 118.8. Ooh, this is a coin flip type of game. It's anybody's game to take here. And you got
Yep.
to get yourself on the fucking board here, because statistics show that fantasy teams that go 0-3 have a 5% chance of making to the playoffs. So I
Jonathan and
made
I
that I made that number up. Sorry.
Jonathan and I have $50 in this game too.
Woo! I love what I'm hearing, boys. I love that. I love a gentleman's wager. All right, tell me, Ronnie, what's gonna? What do you? Who needs to pop off? What needs to happen for you?
All right, so this week I am starting Lamar Jackson against Detroit, projected 23.62. Jonathan Taylor, 17.8 at Tennessee. Josh Jacobs, 15.85 at Cleveland. CD Lamb at Chicago, 16.27. Then I picked up Troy Franklin. He's only projected 8.98 against uh, the Chargers. Zach Ertz is another person I picked up. He's projected 7.68 against Raiders. David Montgomery at Baltimore, 11.69. Buccaneers defense, 7.15 against the Jets. And then Spencer Schrader at Tennessee, 8.23.
Spencer Schrader. He's got a big blockhead. Not a big fan of him. All right, what's panic room, Ronnie? Hit me.
My panic room is gonna be the wide receiver I picked up, Troy Franklin,
Troy
because
Franklin. Yeah.
he looks like he's getting the ball a lot. Last week he was like the second most targeted player, and he even outperformed Cortland Sutton. But I don't know how much that's gonna keep up, and I'm hoping it keeps up this week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at Indianapolis, he had 8 receptions, 89 yards. He had 9 targets. He got a healthy. What happened there being that because Cortland Sutton is the number one wide receiver, he's going to get blanketed the most. So there's an opportunity for your boy Troy Franklin to pop off,
yep.
because they're like, oh, everyone's worried about the young man, Cortland Sutton. He's not a young man. Why does Cortland Sutton feel like he's been in the league for like 15 years? I feel like he's been
Dude.
there
I
forever,
know he's been there.
right?
He's always
So
I
long.
always end up picking him up at like the end of the season too. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, he's been here forever. He's gonna be doing good for me, and he gets me like fucking 3 points in the last
yeah,
3 weeks.
yeah. But like during the season, I was like, hey, if you need 7 points, he'll give you 7 points. If you need 15 points, he'll give you 7 points. You're like, thanks, Cortland. Very cool. Appreciate that. All right. For goodness bakes. Oh, so yeah, your panic room, Troy Franklin. All right. Goodness bakes 2-0, projected for 118. Baker, the gunslinger Mayfield, dude. That 2-minute drive he had last week, godlike. I think I've actually watched like 2 or 3 times. Mostly because TikTok's been forcing me to watch him, but whatever. I'll still watch him. I was like, dude, he fucking rocked that shit. He's awesome.
I saw a
Bijan
really
Robinson, what's up?
I saw a really funny gif of on one of the meme war subreddits where they're like it's from Superbad, and it shows um McLovin come in with
I already love this. I already love this.
With Mayfield's name, and the other two are over there. They're supposed to be Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck is this guy doing here?
When he walks in, he's like, "What's up, bitches?" Or
Yeah.
the fuck he says. Yeah. And he's like, "Chicka chicka wow." Baker Mayfield Baker Mayfield walking into the liquor store. He's like, "I'd like to buy a 6-pack, please. I've heard it's got more hops this year." I need to see your ID, sir. Baker Mayfield. All right. Um, Now I'm just picturing the stupid scene when Bill Hader and Seth Rogen are as the cops trying to get him to describe the guy who went in and punched McLovin. And then he's like, I'm gonna start low and I'm gonna start high, and you kind of tell us where to stop. Oh man, time to watch Superbad again. All right. God damn it, dude. All right. Bijan Mustard projected for 18.9 points against Carolina. I think he's going to beat the fuck out of them, and he's going to score probably like 27 points. Ashton Genty, 13.6. Ashton Genty made some comments this week where he was like, "Oh, you brought me in, as like your top draft pick, and I feel like we need to be using me more, and you need to like be giving me more opportunities to run the ball." But then he at the like kind of building himself up, and then at the end he finishes off with like, he's like, "I got to get used to the NFL speed, though." It's like, damn, it's like because he was crazy at Boise State last year, like fucking rushed for like 5,000 yards or whatever fucking number it was. And then now he's playing against grown men, and he's like, "Oh shit!" He's like, "I'm not getting away. That's like I used to." So, but he still looks good. I think the problem is they're not using him in the pass game well, but it'll come, and maybe he'll get better as the season goes on. Maybe once he gets used to the NFL speed, who knows? Puka Nakua, 15.8 points against Philly defense. Roma Dunze, oh, he's starting Roma Dunze this week. Roma Dunze alert. Chicago offense alert against Dallas. Projected for 12.9. Tucker Kraft Cheese doesn't have the Q anymore, so he should be fine after fucking himself up at practice. 9 points. Jaylen Warren, Pittsburgh running back. Hold on, I just got an alert from, as soon as I said Jaylen Warren, running back, Pittsburgh, I got a virus alert. So that can't be good on my computer. Against New England, 14.5 points. I think that's being very generous. Seahawks defense, 7.1 against New Orleans, and then Jake Bates at Baltimore, 8.5. I'm gonna say panic room for him is gonna be Jaylen Warren. I think Jaylen. I don't know. I feel that Aaron Rodgers will get like frustrated, and maybe the game will kind of. This should be an easy win for Pittsburgh, because New England is kind of discombobulated a little bit. But Pittsburgh historically, when they go to New England, they go and embarrass themselves, and they love to play down to the team's level. So it's very possible that the score ends up being like 12-7. New England wins somehow, and Jaylen Warren scores 5 points if he's lucky. So that's I think his panic room for sure. And he bailed on Jacoby Myers, and he's got really nothing else on his running back. So yeah, he's got a situation there. Okay. All right. Final game. Fighting Kyler's March of the Penguins. Fighting Kyler's 1-1, projected for 117.9. March of the Penguins 1-1 as well, projected for 123.7. Already looking good. He's got 26 points already as it is. But Fighting Kyler's Ronnie, what does he need to do to overcome the Penguins?
All right. Ricky is starting Mahomes at 19.9 against the Giants. Saquon Barkley 17.2 versus the Rams. Derrick Henry 15.8 versus Detroit. Brian Thomas Jr. 12.75 versus Houston. Zay Flowers 13.31 at Detroit. Sorry. Trey McBride 12.39 at San Francisco. Kyron Williams 14.43 at Philly. The Cardinals defense at San Francisco projected for 4.07, and then Cam Little 8.06 against Houston.
He's a little guy. He's a little kicker.
It
Cam
still makes me
Little.
laugh. Makes me laugh. He looks like a 10-year-old in this picture every single time.
I put him on my fantasy. He's a little guy. All right. That was a terrible impersonation. I apologize for that one, gentlemen. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Sorry, I'm not Shane Gillis, you know. Panic room.
The panic room for Ricky, I will say, is going to be Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah, the Houston defense isn't exactly like elite, kind of middle of the roadish right now. The
And
problem, the other issue being too is that his quarterback Trevor Lawrence does throw the ball in places where he's like, "Hey, you're gonna get a concussion here. I'm just
yeah,
letting you know."
yeah, I was going to say Trevor Lawrence has some very questionable ball throwing.
Yeah, his accuracy is mediocre at best. So,
Oh my God, the fucking Dolphins just scored again.
woo! The Dolphins scored
It's
a
now
touchdown.
2021.
Oh, cool. Let's finish this up so we can watch the game then. All right. Let's finish this up real quick. March of the Penguins. Jalen Hurts. Jalen Squirts. Sorry. I shouldn't have said that. Projected to 20.5 points. Dude, he's so handsome. Pisses me off how handsome Jalen Hurts is. And okay, Devon Chan. He's already got 12.2 points against Buffalo. We're in the fourth quarter though. Let me finish this
Yeah.
up. James Cook, 15.8 against Miami. Doing already awesome. They're already hitting their projections almost. Devon Chan needs a little bit more. Drake London, 12.7 against Carolina. Malik Neighbors against that KC defense, reeling, starting 0-2, 16.5. Jawan Johnson, JJ, tight end, New Orleans against Seattle, 8.3. Brees Hall at Tampa Bay, 14.2 projection. That's a big projection. I like that. Green Bay Packers against Cleveland, 8.1. Who's the QB for Cleveland? Is it Joe Flacco's? Did
I
they
don't know.
just go back?
I did. I was thinking about it, and I haven't watched any Browns games at all this year. They haven't come up even on Red Zone or anything.
Holy shit, that's scary. Okay. Well, whoever it is, the Packers look good. Micah Parsons looks good. They might be. I don't know if they're. The talking heads in the woke media keep talking about the Packers being unstoppable, but they look pretty good on defense. So I could see them probably scoring maybe like 12 points instead of 8.1. And then Tyler Loop, what a strange last name for this kid. Tyler Loop, kicker for Baltimore against Detroit, 8.7. I think I'm gonna go with Jawan Johnson as his tight end, as his panic room. Seattle defense strong to put the clamps on him. Probably ball. Most of it's going to go to our boy Alvin Kamara, and Jawan Johnson will get one catch for 5 yards. So that gives you what, 1.5 points,
Yeah,
something
sounds
like
like.
that.
Yep.
Something like that. I don't know how to do math. Not my strong suit. Yeah, I think it's gonna be Jawan Johnson. That's my call. That's his panic room. Okay, that's it, boys. Ronnie, any closing thoughts for the preview for this week? How you feeling?
Uh,
How you feeling? How you feeling going 0-2?
Terrible actually. I need to.
Is it?
I'm gonna be camping out in the waivers for like the next 3 weeks if things aren't going my way after this week.
Yeah, it's tough. What do you think is your week? What do you have to address here?
Uh,
Is it a mental thing with you and your guys?
for me, I drafted a few good players and then nothing else after that. And then
Yeah.
I'm toying with it now. I think I'm okay with the tight end now because Ertz is fine.
Dependable.
Yeah. Defense, I'm probably gonna stream. We'll see how that goes. Kicker, I'm pretty confident with now, as long as Indy keeps doing what they're doing.
Go Indy.
And then I have a wide receiver situation because CeeDee Lamb's not performing as well, and then also who knows what's going on with my second one.
That is a very funny way to describe it. I've got a wide receiver situation.
Also,
Okay.
Joe Flacco is the starting QB for the Browns
Joe
right now.
Flacco is the starting QB. So if you've got any wide receivers there, you have Jerry Judy on your team. Wait, no, you don't.
No, I
You
dropped him.
benched him. You benched
Oh
him.
no, okay, no, I did bench him.
Wow. Tough spot, my friend. You do it. Yeah, you described it perfectly. You're in a wide receiver situation. Oh man, that's pretty good. That got me. That got me good. All right, boys. We'll see you guys next week. Ronnie, say bye to the people.
See you later, everyone.
Bye.